assets to be building blocks, both were first-round picks. I just think the Knicks have to hit on picks the next couple of years. No one's signing their free agency right now. So they do have a coach the players respect. I just hope it lasts, and it's not just another one of those Dolan retreads where you have a Donnie Wall situation or an Isaiah Thomas situation, and the Knicks just go back to crumbling. Because
maybe Sabrina Ionescu can come save them.
I mean, I don't know. The Liberty did not look great against the Storm in the WNBA opener, so you have to hope Sabrina gets her legs under her and is the force that we all know she can be. But the Knicks have a head coach, finally. It's a shame we can't locate Andre Ogun and get his opinion on it. But speaking of former Knicks, Kristaps Porzingis, I just thought this was a funny little quick hitter, but he missed a test, so he's mandated to be quarantined one day. When you're in the bubble, you're on such a weird schedule, and you have more free time than you know what to do with. So I don't really think it's bad on Porzingis because he missed a test. I just think it's kudos to the NBA that they are really on top of their game. You know,
I completely agree.
You've seen what's going on in baseball and hockey starting, so we'll find out there. I don't know how the NFL is going to work when there are bigger rosters there than there are on the MLB. So, you know, Kristaps missing a day, the NBA puts the clamps down. But then the whole Lou Williams situation, right, where he left because someone that was close to him passed away, and he went to Magic City, which is an adult establishment in Atlanta, and to pick up food, right? And everyone's scrutinizing him for it. Kendrick Perkins running his mouth, of course, because he just loves to, you know, put on a show for the cameras, the TV cameras. I mean, was Lou Will wrong? I don't think this is a big deal at all.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, what is wrong? I mean, like I mean, come on. I'm also not. I don't believe for a second that he went to Magic City to pick up wings and a drink and then left. Like, that's like, come on. Like, I'm not an idiot. Like, I know what happened. So that story was nonsense. I mean, that's just ridiculous. I mean, I think everyone knows that that's not what happened. But at the same time, you know, I don't know. I mean, he got punished. I think he deserves to get punished. I mean, like, he didn't do what he was supposed to do. I mean, at the end of the day, like, that's his decision. I mean, if I was his teammate, I would think it's a little selfish. If you want me to be honest with you, like, if I'm playing with Lou Williams, I'm not going to be thrilled that you're going to miss games for us because you wanted to go to an adult establishment to see some live dancing. Like, I'm not going to be happy with that. Like, if I'm Doc Rivers, no, I'm not going to be thrilled. But at the same time, you know, the Clippers have bigger goals. They don't care about these seeding games. If you gave me the over-under for the highest minute totals in any game by a Clipper starter, I'm not sure I'd go over 30. I mean, we've seen this song and dance with Doc Rivers. He's going to rest his guys. He is going to play his bench. These guys are not going to play much. So I'm not sure Lou Williams is missing much, to be honest with you. But I don't know if he's wrong, but I do think that was a little selfish. And I think it's good that the NBA has drawn their line in the sand and said, if you don't do what you're supposed to, we are going to punish you and you're going to be out games, period. And they have to do that, or otherwise you could see, Jason, and we'll get to this in a second, but you could see what happened in the MLB. But before we get to that, the good news on this is that Zion Williamson, Jason, it just feels good to say this, Zion Williamson is going to be ready to play basketball, it looks like. All signs are pointing to the fact he's going to be able to play. What do you think of all that?
Yeah, I mean, we talked about this earlier, the fact that he was able to get in shape and just add muscle mass, and he's probably one of the better conditioned players in the league right now because of his ability to rehab when the practice facilities were shut down. And you don't really hear too much of crazy positive cases in Louisiana, so that's a good thing. He was able to just kind of stay and work out, keep a low profile. You know, all this talk about John Morant getting Rookie of the Year, and he will still win it because of the amount of time Zion missed.
Definitely.
Zion is ready to take this league by storm, and I'm excited to watch. The Pelicans have something to play for. You know, it'll be a crazy accomplishment for them to usurp the Grizzlies and get that 8th seed, make the playoffs. And J.J. Redick said it last year when he signed, made the playoffs every year in his career. He said to Zion, don't F this up for me. I'll tell you this, Ben, Zion is not going to F this up for J.J. Redick.
I don't want to get ahead of myself, but I also think if the Pelicans do find a way to make it in, the funny thing is they're a terrible matchup for the Lakers. That's like the weird thing is that they can They can go small with Zion at the 5 and really give the Lakers trouble. So I think that's going to be interesting. But let's change gears a little, Jason, because the biggest story in sports right now is not about basketball, is it?
No, it's not. I mean, it's sad to see what's going on with the Miami Marlins. I know you have close personal ties to Miami, but like half the Marlins roster tested positive for COVID. I mean, all it took was one positive outbreak in a major league clubhouse. And, it took the fourth day of the season for games to start getting canceled. It affected the Marlins, the Yankees, the Phillies, the Orioles. It's just a mess. And you have to feel for the Marlins organization right now. And good news coming out of Philadelphia that no Phillies players have it right now. And the Yankees did not go to the visiting clubhouse where the Marlins did stay for the opening series. So it's scary. And it just more and more proves that the NBA is doing the right thing with this bubble type environment. I think it'd be more difficult to do it with baseball because you have one field. You can't just set up like 4 courts in a ballroom.
Yeah.
You need a lot of space to have all these ballparks with major league measurements and things
all
like
the
that.
Players.
So,
there's a lot of players.
It's tough. And, they're trying. And it just opens up a hole of what the hell's the NFL going to do, because I think we're going to see a similar situation there. I think the MLB is finding a way around it. I was worried that there was going to be a stoppage of games. I think they're able to contain it. The Marlins do have a lot of replacement players on their roster and their player pool. Teams are allowed to have 60-person player pools. So we'll see if they can field the team and just hope these guys get better. But it just, like I said, the NBA is the only league getting it right. Kudos to Adam Silver, the Board of Governors, because I think you're going to see a lot of professional leagues in and out of the United States kind of use this bubble-like approach that the NBA started. Mm-hmm. And we're going to see NBA basketball in just a couple of days, and it's just scary watching baseball right now.
Yeah, I mean, I think baseball, this is not going to be the last one just because there's no way to keep players. I mean, here's the thing. We heard Damian Lillard say it. People are not going to follow the rules. We know this. I mean, this is why the bubble exists, is because people won't follow rules. And right now, it's high risk. And so it means that, especially in some places, and this might not be fair, but for teams and markets like Miami, frankly, they have to be extra careful. And this probably won't be the last outbreak that we see during the MLB season, so they have to be careful. But I did want to talk, Jason, about some comments, too, that came out from Michelle Roberts, which was in light of this. She said, I think we're going to probably be playing the 2020-21 season in a bubble, too. And I thought that was a very interesting comment because, we've been talking about that already. We've said a bunch of times how there's a really good chance, and I know I've been talking to you about this since even before the bubble here was finalized, that I think that they're going to be in a bubble next year. I mean, do you see a way that the NBA season really takes place without a bubble next year? And if there's no vaccine, obviously if there's a vaccine, whole different conversation. But without a vaccine, do you see a way we can have a season without a bubble?
No, I honestly don't. I think there's going to be a 2-month layoff, free agency, and then they're going back to Orlando with all 30 teams. I just think that's the way it's going to go. But, maybe by mid-season, like you play the first half in Orlando and then maybe take it to your own arenas. Just because you have so many people out of jobs, the arena staff, and then the question of fans being there, it's tough. So, let's just be excited that we have games in less than 48 hours now. And, we get 3 months of this. We've had 4.5 months off, and now we're back. So it's real exciting. But before we go, got to give a quick shout-out to Kyrie Irving.
Yes.
He's always in the news for the wrong reasons. But, since the pandemic started, he's donated food in Brooklyn. He's donated money to sick people. And now he started a fund of $1.5 million to WNBA players, any of them who are sitting out of the WNBA bubble for personal, professional, health, or safety reasons. So for all the flat earth haters out there and everyone that says Kyrie Irving is a cancer, he's actually pretty good philanthropist because he walks the walk. So he can go out and talk about, I'm going to start my own league, but you know what?
Yep.
Kyrie Irving is making real change out there, and I respect the hell out of it.
You know what? I came out at the beginning and I said, I don't know if I love the messenger being Kyrie Irving when he came out at first and said that there's other things. And I kind of had to backtrack because, the more I thought about it, the more I said, I'm not sure I really believe what I'm saying. And I'm going to give Kyrie Irving, this is a full 180 for me. I have to give him full credit because we always ask our athletes, we always ask our public figures, put your money where your mouth is. Do something. You keep talking about it, be about it, do something. And that's exactly what Kyrie Irving is doing right now. And I mean, I know you're a Nets fan, Jason. I mean, from my perspective, I mean, could you be any prouder of a guy who's really just he's being about what he's been preaching. He's been walking the walk and been able to really support a movement that he clearly has very strong opinions and strong beliefs in.
Look, I've been defending Kyrie Irving for a while. There are some things where I get annoyed with him, but this is just something I respect. So, the fact that I got a text from you this past week that said hashtag Team Kyrie, that means we're just getting some fans over. He's a great player. He has a ring. He has a gold medal. He didn't ride LeBron's coattails. I mean, he made one of the best game-winning shots in NBA Finals history in Game 7. He deserves the praise, and now he's going to team up with Kevin Durant. I know there's a lot of doubt, but I'm ready to see the two of them together healthy. It's going to be fun.
You're absolutely right. This whole thing is going to be fun. It's been a wild ride, but we're finally going to have some basketball back, and I'm fairly optimistic that things are going to be going in a good place. We shall see, but basketball is back on Thursday, so check it out. It starts with Pelicans Jazz, and then it's followed by the Lakers playing the Clippers. And remember to check us out next week, and remember to subscribe, rate, and review.
However many stars you feel like donating at this present time.
Jason's a very humble man, but we have enjoyed our time with you, and we will see you next week.
Enjoy the games, folks.